Hey everyone, I'm excited to have you read All Because of Some Tight Pants. I wanted to share a little bit of the background of this book. So it came together kind of from a few different thought processes that I had. First off, I wanted to write an enemies to lovers book because I love enemies to lovers. But one thing that drives me crazy about that trope is when the enemies resolve their conflicts within like the first few chapters. In my mind, that's not enemies to lovers, that's just they had a disagreement and then they got over it. So I wanted to make a true enemies to lovers where they were enemies for a good chunk of the book. But I wanted you to like both of the main characters too, so I needed them to become enemies through a misunderstanding, of course. And it had to be a big misunderstanding. It couldn't just have been something that like you easily get over. And so I was trying to think of how to make this happen, and I kind of figured I needed like a third person in there creating some of the chaos on accident, so that it could be a misunderstanding and you could still like the characters. So one day I was talking to one of my friends and she has GBM, and she was telling me about how embarrassing and frustrating it is when her hair gets like blown up by the wind and then all of a sudden her scar, like this giant scar on her head, is just totally visible to people. And so she wears scarves a lot to like make sure her hair lays flat and stays down. And anyway, she was just telling me some of the like random problems that she has because of this, and that made me start thinking about like what other problems you could have because of a brain tumor. So then I realized that Alex's sister, Alex is the main character, the main male character, his sister could have GBM, and it could give her kind of some eccentric behaviors that would affect his life, but it's not like he could blame her for them because they're out of her control because she has a tumor growing and pressing on her brain. And anyway, so all these things kind of came together to create this perfect storm of like why he's wearing tight pants on his first day at a new job. And Beth is kind of an outspoken person, so she accidentally embarrasses him. He doesn't even like wearing these tight pants. Anyway, so that just gets their whole relationship off to a rocky start, and they start playing office pranks on each other, and some of them can even get a little bit mean. But then, of course, as they get to know each other better, they realize that maybe these pranks aren't what they need, and they should actually just try and work together and be friends because they're both dealing with struggles in their own lives that the other one knows nothing about. And they both really do have major problems in their lives. And that's kind of one of the things that I hope people take away from this book, because you're going to be laughing, you're going to be crying, you're going to be feeling all these different emotions as you read. And I think that's one of the things that I take away from life, is that we can laugh through our struggles, and there's always good things to come, even of a bad situation. And, that's what my main characters learn, and I hope you'll be able to relearn that and remember that as you read this book. Enjoy!